Okay, I thought the first half we really didn't come out and play the way I expect us to play. With the energy and effort and enthusiasm. I thought we were lethargic. The zone had something to do with it. We're not a great shooting team. They pack it in and it slows stuff down. But we got to get better at that. Our whole philosophy or our identity this year has to be defense and rebounding. And getting offense off of our defense. We don't have great shooters. We don't have great scorers. We've got to do it collectively, but we got to do it from a defensive perspective. And I thought in the second half, Dasonte did a much better job of pressuring the ball. And it starts with the quarterback. It starts with the point guard. It starts up front. And he did a good job of pressuring and getting some enthusiasm and some excitement. I thought Jackson in the first half came in for a couple minutes, gave us a lift when we went to that 1-2-2 three-quarter court press. But we got to play better. You look at the stats and they're all 21 assists, 9 turnovers. We out rebound them, but we should. It's like they're a Division II team. We have better players, better athletes, but we got to do it consistently. And we did it in spurts today, and part of it, we can make excuses. The zone slowed us down, but we got to get better in all areas.
Questions first for the athletes.
Chance, you enjoyed a very good start to your St. Bonaventure tenure here. What did you see tonight, and just kind of, what did you see tonight and experience tonight?
Tonight, I just, we got to stop letting the zone slow us down. We got to come out better as a team. We got to take pride in our defense. We should be an elite defensive team, 1 through 5, and we should be able to hold teams to, low amount of points.
You led the team in rebounds, and you're a force under the basket on the offensive end. How much pride do you take in sort of being a bulldozer kind of under the rim on both ends?
Just trying to do what coach says. Be aggressive. Don't just settle for the 3 for the jumper. Crash every time. Block out, and just be the aggressor on both ends.
Any others?
Dasonte, you were up in that high post a number of times during the a number of plays, but you're also, when you drive into the basket, you're very comfortable and composed when you're going up for layups. How much pride do you take in that part of your game, and how effective, and where do you, how do you decide when or not to, post up and kick out or drive into the lane?
When they go zone, it's a little easier to get to that high post. So that's a strong point I'm able to create for my teammates a lot. So getting to that high post makes that a lot easier rather than standing on the perimeter trying to create. And then driving to the basket, I'm an aggressor out there, so that's how I like to start it off, get into the basket, give my teammates some touches around the rim, and then just go from there.
Any other questions for student athletes? Thanks, guys. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Spencer, you want to start with Coach?
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the defensive, focus for you guys. The first half, Mansfield 50%, second half 30%. What did you say?
Yeah, we played better. We got to play better. We got to play with more enthusiasm. It all starts on the defensive end. We got to get points off turnovers, and I thought 19-2 points off turnovers. 21-8 second chance points. I thought in the second half, the talk we had at halftime was like, we got to stop playing. And we started doing that. Started getting the ball to a high post offensively. We defended better. We defended the 3 better. But we need to play. I put it on the board all the time. 30 seconds, 40 minutes. You got to play 30 seconds every possession for 40 minutes. And I didn't think we did that in the first half. Second half, we played better.
Like I mentioned with Dasonte, you had him and Jonah Hinton up in that high post, and was the emphasis kind of just focusing on the quick passing?
They play a 2-3 zone, so you want to put a passer in the high post. So you go a 1-3-1. And Dasonte is a good distributor. You want to try to get him in the high post, and then he's the one that shot. It's almost like rim buddy opposite. You're looking at the rim, you're looking at your buddy down below, and then it's kickouts. And I thought he did a good job of getting the ball. We just got to be able to shoot the ball better. We shoot 7 for 25, and when we shoot those numbers, teams are going to play more zone. And especially in the first half, we had a hard time getting the ball to the high post because they were, the zone was so tight. We've got to be able to make some shots to try to expand that zone and, force them to come out and play beyond the three-point line, and then that will, open things up for us in no man's land in the high post.
Yeah. Not a ton of turnovers tonight, but 5 of them came in the last 6 minutes of that first half.
Yeah, we didn't finish off the half the right way, and we try to keep our turnovers under 10, and I thought we did. We had 9, 12 steals. Like the numbers look good, but we didn't play the way we're capable of playing. And part of it, you can make the excuses that it's a Division II team, and there was a little bit of a lack of motivation or whatever, but that's not. We only have 31, 32 opportunities, and we only have 15 or 16 opportunities at home. And we owe the people, the supporters that come and support us night in and night out to play 40 minutes and give the effort. And we're not going to play great all the time, and we're going to miss some shots, but our effort can't be questioned. And I thought in the first half, some of those plays, our effort was questioned.
Chance was great tonight, offensive and defensive.
I don't know about that, but his numbers were fine. But he's got 1 assist, and he's got to play better. You look at we only forced 9 fouls. Chance had 3, but we only forced 9 fouls, and that's not good enough. Each guy needs to force 4 or 5 of them, and we just weren't aggressive, and we just got to play better.
Yeah, you mentioned those assist numbers.
Say it again.
You mentioned those assist numbers.
Yeah.
Chance consistently only has a few assists a game. I mean, what does that come down to? Like ball movement for you?
Yeah, well, Chance is a 3-4. The guy that's going to have most of the assists will be the guards. He's more of a slasher. We want him to get 1 or 2 assists a game. He's more of a scorer than an assist guy. The point guard and the two guard are really the guys that are going to get most of the assists for the most part.
How do you feel about the rebounding numbers tonight? I mean,
It was
you guys
good.
did pretty decently.
Yeah, it should be like that. Our goal was to be plus 20, and we were plus 17. So, we should out-rebound. We were bigger in every position, more athletic. Those numbers should be even better than they are.
So you saw Chance's performance. He did well in the stat line. I know you kind of elaborated on that. Can you go into it a little deeper?
The stat line doesn't tell you the whole picture. You watch the game, and if you know basketball, you watch the game, you can tell if a guy plays good or bad. It's not always, I always say the leading scorer is not the best player. The best player is the guy that makes his teammates better, and that's what we're looking for, all across the board, not just 1 or 2 guys, but everybody.
And then just tell me a little bit about Bowen's performance too, and how you think he contributed.
He did fine. He had 8 assists, 1 turnover. He did a good job in the high post. As I said earlier, the second half we really started pressuring the ball, and that was, really lifted us. It's when the point guard, when guys see him pressuring the ball, then it ignites everything else, and he's got a job to do, and that's one of them. I thought he did a good job in the high post. He's got to shoot the ball better. But I thought he did 8 assists and 1 turnover. That's a pretty good night.
Coach Carson Hay with the Bonaventure. You guys started the year undefeated. Entering tonight, it's easy to get complacent at playing against a Division II team. Did you feel there was any complacency?
Yeah, I said that in the opening. Yeah, there was. You show respect for an opponent by going out there and knocking them down and keeping them down. And I thought we came out a little bit soft. Not with a lot of energy, and almost just like not playing a pickup game, but let's we're going to win. Let's just go through the motions, and we just can't do that. That's not the way Bonaventure basketball is. You got to play the game the right way. And I thought as the game went along, we started doing that. But initially, we just we were in a game that we were just playing up and down. There wasn't much defense, and we can't do that.
Generally speaking, through 5 games, what have you liked and what have you disliked?
Yeah, we haven't played. The schedule's going to get harder and harder as we go forward. Starting with the Bryant game. There's things that we're doing okay. I wouldn't give us an A in any area. We're pushing the ball. We're getting points off of turnovers. We're getting fast break points. Those are some positives. We got to rebound the ball better. We got to shoot the ball better. We got to have better chemistry. Offensively, we got to keep the ball in front of us defensively better. There's in every asset. The defensive part of it, the offensive part of it, the special teams part of it, baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds game. We're still not close to where we need to be. And I don't think any team is. I think with, everybody's got new players and we got 10 new guys, so it's going to take some time, but we're moving in the right direction. We're getting better. We're just not there yet.
And last question here, going into Sunday, what is your point of emphasis to your guys and how to stay undefeated?
Yeah, we just look at we just look at one game at a time. Like tomorrow, we're going to watch tape. We're going to correct what we did today. We're going to go over Bryant, strengths and weaknesses, how we're going to guard him. We're just trying to get better every day. We watch the tape. What do we have to improve on, and those are the things that we're going to do. We got to, like I said earlier, we got to get better in every phase of the game. There's not one phase where we sit there and we got that thing. We got an A. We're right now a C team, an average team, and we've got to get better.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, I know you might not like to think ahead about too many games, but Bryant, any thoughts on that game? Considering you have family on the other bench.
No, they're a good team. They beat Buffalo by by 50, I think, at one point. They had a great win the other night. They got good players. They're athletic. They got Barry Evans that played here, and then they got 3 or 4 guys that were back from a really good team. So I haven't watched 1 second of them, but I talk to my son all the time, and he tells me they're pretty good.